Hi guys, I wanted to do some quick math notes for chapter 3 division. Okay, so if you have your vocabulary cards, they are at the start of chapter 3. You can pull those out. I'm going to work on dividend, divisor, and quotient today. So if you can set aside the other cards, we may need them for notes in the future. So what I would do is I would just keep the cards that I don't use in my notes, maybe like just in the back, so you know they're there. Okay, so dividend, we need you. Quotient, we're going to use you for today's notes. And we're going to use the divisor. Okay, so just 3. So you may have these. I'm going to fold mine so they are all together forever until I use them again. Okay, so we're now officially on chapter 3, division. Okay, so our last notes, let's make sure we're in the right spot. If you haven't finished your chapter 2 multiplication notes, probably finish those before you start chapter 3. Okay, so we had area model was our last page showing partial products. So now we're going to go to the next page and we're going to write chapter 3, division. Once again, sorry for being left-handed. You have to be a little more patient to see what I've written. All right, so first things first, I want to talk about the dividend because that is the number that is getting broken up. Okay, so I love these cards because they make it so much easier to learn with the beautiful visuals and to take notes. Notes are not necessarily easy for Miss Pep, but I know that once I take notes, it helps me to remember my vocab. Okay, so dividend. So I want to write on this side what a dividend is. So basically, the dividend is the number to be divided up, to be broken apart into groups. So the dividend. So see how we have the word divide in that word? So the dividend is the number that is divided. Okay, so it's divided up. Look, notice how I just lost the end. So it's the number that's going to get divided. Okay, I would say it's your starting number. Okay, that's what it is. So the next one is the divisor. And so these are tricky because both words have this root of div, which means to separate. This is, I think it's Latin, not Greek. I will Google it and double check. So the divisor is the number of groups we want. Okay, so I wore my hat so you guys remember, just if you're wearing a visor, it's like a hat without the top. Okay, it's like coverage for your face, but not necessarily the top of your head. So if I have a visor on, the visor part is basically the bill. So I always remember the divisor would go on the outside and sit on top of our visor. Okay, so the divisor is the number of groups we are dividing the big number up into. Okay, so the number of groups we are going to divide. The divisor is the number of groups to be divided. Okay, so let's write this out so it maybe makes more sense visually. If I have my dividend, 76, that is the number that I am going to break apart. The divisors on the outside, right? This is my hat, that's the outside, and then I have, this is the groups. And then my answer is what we call the quotient. And that one is friendlier for me to remember because it starts with a different letter. It's different than these two, and it's easier for me to remember. Quotient is the answer. Just like the product is an answer for multiplication, P and Q are close on the alphabet, so that helps me remember. So I'm going to make little notes of this. The 76 is the dividend, so I'm going to do a little arrow like this and write the word dividend. Dividend. The 19 is our answer, the quotient. And the groupings, the number of times I'm breaking up the dividend, is the divisor. Okay, so I wrote it in red just so that you can see it without it being everything in black. Okay, do I have room? I'm going to go to the next page to make notes for my quotient. So very important for this week that you know the vocabulary. The dividend is the number to be broken apart. The divisor is how many times we're breaking it apart. And the quotient is our answer. So say I have, let's think of something fun, 76 puppies that I rescued. Okay, because I don't know why I would have 76 puppies, but say I found 76 stray puppies. Oh no. And I needed to get them into 4 different rescue organizations. So how many puppies is each organization going to have to take in? 19 puppies. That's a lot of puppies, but it's a lot more manageable than 76. So maybe we have Woods Humane Society, Paws for Cause, SCAR, which is up in Monterey County. And so they all come in and they each get 19 puppies to take care of and to get adopted. Okay, let's turn the page. If you have room, you can put quotient here. I'm going to put quotient on the next page because I don't want to run out of room. And don't forget, the quotient is the answer to a division problem. Okay, so product is the answer to multiplication. The quotient is the answer to a division problem. The quotient. And that, my friends, is all the notes that you need to take for this week. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so chapter 3, division. Dividend is the number that is divided. Very important. Divisor is the number of times I'm dividing it. And the quotient is my answer. If I had my highlighter handy, which I should, but I can't find right now, I would highlight dividend and divisor in each of my sections. Oh, well, I'm going to have to do it on my own. Okay, see you soon. Good job on the math notes. Remember, you can use these on your quizzes. Bye.